Greetings YouTube, I'm Digikai, and God has it been so long since I've said those words. Ever since the critical success of my Neopets review, I've decided to take a 2-year hiatus to refresh my ideas and see what games will be coming out. Plus, I'm lazy. Really lazy. While there were a lot of good and bad games to come out in between these 2 years, I can't help but notice that there is a trend throughout all of the entertainment industry. There was a heavy need for nostalgia. Remake this, remake that, everything's a fucking remake. Sorry. Anyways, people wanted to play through their childhood favorites again, especially if it was redone with new generation graphics. That's where Sonic the Hedgehog comes in. The blue hedgehog had more ups and downs than a Twitch Plays Pokemon livestream. That being said, Sonic has had quite a dry spell this last decade. The franchise that once rivaled Mario is now trying so hard to win back the gold medal. While some good Sonic games did come out of this decade, let's just say a few don't outweigh the many. Jesus Christ, don't even get me started on this one. God, my childhood. Though as the fans slowly began losing their faith in their blue god, a shining light descended down and gave the fans everything they hoped for. Sonic Generations was everything a Sonic fan could have wanted. It had the classic fast-paced platformer that classic fans loved, and the fast-paced 3D platformer adventure that made fans crave a need for speed. It was a love letter to all of the fans of the series, and to everyone's surprise, it was actually a really good game. It was a game that revisited everything that made Sonic, well, Sonic. Especially the chili dogs.
Like it! I love it!
Needless to say, the fans thought this was what Sonic needed to turn a new leaf, to change the irregular trend of bad Sonic games to good ones. Unfortunately, Sega was unable to keep this ball rolling, and ended up flipping the leaf back over. While Lost World isn't per se a terrible game, it's not, well, it's just, overall it's just pretty meh. It had a nice premise, but just sort of fell flat on all the other aspects. Regardless, it couldn't hold a candle to Generations. After Lost World bombed, Sega decided to pull out their trump card. Spoiler alert, it wasn't a wall. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, who wrote this shit? Jonathan, what is this shit? So Sega brought out the boot. The reboot. God damn it, I need to get new writers. After these games bombed, Sega made the smart move and took a hiatus from making a Sonic title. Probably trying to get everyone to forget the horrible things they did to Sonic and Knuckles. Especially Knuckles.
You seem to be a little short.
That's not what the fans say.
God damn. As the world began to lose hope and darkness began to fill the hearts of Sonic fans everywhere, soon a ray of hope came to free the Sonic fans from their inner darkness with the announcement of 2 new Sonic titles, Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. Sonic Forces was the main AAA title that was announced. From the trailers, it seemed that Sega hopes that Sonic Forces would be more or less a worthy successor to Generations. The game isn't out yet, and while many Sonic fans, including myself, are all aboard the hype train, we can all admit it's not what we are all hyped for. No, you see, what caused the real hype for everyone was the second title, the side game, the spin-offs, Sonic Mania. Why? Because this game has everything everyone ever wanted. Sonic Mania is basically what Sonic 4 wanted to be, an ode to the classic Sonic games that boosted the series to the height of its popularity. It's a game made for the fans by the fans, and that's something I can appreciate. You see, Sega didn't see a fan project and decided to shut it down with no explanation. No, they shut down the project and then decided to hire the dedicated fans, and what resulted is a beautiful, challenging, classical tribute game that might have revived the entire Sonic franchise as a whole. A game that does so many things right that you have to do a double take to make sure if Sega actually published it. So what does Sonic Mania do right? First, let's talk about the presentation. Sonic Mania was visually appealing, and not for the same reasons a game would be visually appealing today. No, this game decided it didn't need fancy HD graphics or Unreal engines. This game is about as classic as you can get. Sonic is shown here in his full 16-bit glory, with graphical improvements that just make this classical style of gaming more visually stunning. It's really colorful and it has more smoothed out animations than the older game. I have to admit, I never seen a game look this faithful to the original source material, yet so visually appealing that I can consider it a vast improvement. Except maybe Skylanders. Oh god, kill it, kill it, kill it! In other classic remakes or sequels, it would have been easier to just rehash or reuse the same graphical style and add a few bits and pieces here and there. But with Sonic Mania, it's different. In Sonic Mania, it doesn't feel like they've reused any sprites at all. They instead opted to recreate them from scratch, and that's something that I love about this game. All of the animations of this game have also been redone. This game has one of my favorite run animations ever. I mean, look at him. It's as if he doesn't even have legs. Some animations, of course, pay homage to the classic animations, with some being unused from previous Sonic games. The Sonic team gave them an arsenal of unused sprites and animations and levels to play with, and it certainly comes out in this amazingly pixelated looking game. So this game finally achieved their Sonic retro look, a feat that some games didn't even try to imitate. Sonic 4. But, what is the most important aspect of the game? That's right, the gameplay. If you've never played a Sonic game before, you should just get out of the cave you've been living in for decades, shave that nasty ass beard you have accumulated, leave the naturalist cult you've joined, put some fucking clothes on, and then grab yourself a Genesis, because you're going to be in for a wild ride of speed and blast processing.
So what's blast processing do?
Okay, so Sonic games haven't always been about speed. Except maybe that one. Even if they were advertised as being about speed, what made people fall in love with the Sonic games was the excellent platforming and challenging level work that everyone came to know and love. Granted, I myself wasn't particularly a very classic Sonic kid. No, I like the jams and classics. Classics. Oh god. Now don't get me wrong, I never disliked the classic Sonic games or thought any of them were in any shape or form inferior to the 3D Sonic games. I just, well, like every other kid that was born in the late 90s, I was very impatient. Yep, if you talk to anyone that knows me, they'll tell you how incredibly impatient with games I am. Back when I was a kid, I couldn't stand playing the classic Sonics. It wasn't about speed or velocity, it was about thinking and platforming. I didn't want to think, I just wanted to hold the right analog stick and watch Sonic go. And yes, if you ever played any 3D Sonic games, you know it had parts that were equivalent to watching a laundry machine spin your clothes around and around and around. Look guys, I'm playing Sonic. Woo. And I loved it, though ironically I've learned to have more patience as I grew older, which has led me to enjoy this game very much. It doesn't mean I didn't fucking hate this piece of... Positive, Digikai. Positive. Okay, while some of the levels were challenging as hell, all of these levels were designed with such polish and replayability, I never felt like I was just redoing the same level over and over again. And trust me, I was doing all these levels over and over and over again. I was actually quite enjoying myself going through many different paths of the levels, something I hate doing in games. I loved it here because it was addicting to see what I could find. It was addicting collecting the rings, finding the bonus levels, collecting all the Chaos Emeralds. I loved all of that, not to mention the level of difficulty this game had. God, was it challenging. You know when they said they don't make games like they used to anymore? You don't know how right that statement is. Games either became gradually easier throughout the years, or I haven't been playing the right ones. But this game kicked my ass a couple of times. And that's something that I didn't think could be possible in some of the most recent Sonic games. The bosses pissed me off, and I loved it. Because unlike other Sonic games, they didn't piss me off because they were broken and playable pieces of shit. They pissed me off because they were challenging, and that's great. It's what a video game should do. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to knock you down and force you to get back up again. Even if you're going to be kicked down again. That's gaming. My point is, this gameplay has the perfect balance of what a good game should be. It's fun but challenging at the same time. It doesn't have any outstanding glitches or cheap methods to fake a challenge. It's great, and this is what a Sonic game should be. It brings pride to the very tainted Sonic name. I know I give kudos to the development team a lot in this video, but seriously, they did a great job. They managed to add new mechanics to the game on top of improving the old ones, and all of this is possible because the retro engine that the creator, good old Tatsman, made. This engine is made out of pure dedication and love out of the Sonic series. I love the drop dash feature of the game, and love the fact that they didn't give in to any of the pressure to add a dash attack, or even a sword. Fuck that sword. This game feels like classic Sonic, and it feels like the perfect evolution of what Sonic should have gone into. Though we talked about the game and graphics, what game would be a game if it wasn't for the music? The music is as classic as you're going to get. Well, not that classic. Of course, some of the songs were remixed, or at least added something different for the people that just wanted to shoot themselves if they heard Green Hill Zone one more time. It's not too modern, and it doesn't add any stupid HD sounds or guitar riffs. This soundtrack feels just right for this type of Sonic game. Intense when it needs to be, and relaxed when you just need to chill out. It's also really memorable. I found some tracks being stuck in my head. Granted, perhaps this is because I've played them over and over and over again. But one positive thing is that I didn't hate it. I enjoy listening to the songs over and 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 over. And I feel like most games should follow in Sonic Mania's footsteps. Aside from the main levels of the game, Sonic Mania also has a couple of interesting features that make it stand out. The classic modes are back, like Time Attack and Battle Mode, just in case you're suicidal or just good enough to make it all under 2 minutes. The extras are a nice touch because it actually shows you what you have unlocked or found throughout the whole game. One interesting thing to note though is that there is a co-op aspect of this game, if you even call it that. It's basically grabbing another controller and playing as Tails, and well, I'll let my friends answer how playing as Tails went.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's not fun. Aside from that, Sonic Mania is such a great game, I recommend it to anyone that ever played a Sonic game in their lives. If you lost your faith in Sonic, go out and buy it, because after this game, you're going to have your faith restored and be wanting some more. This is the Sonic Renaissance, a sweet revival of what made everything in a Sonic game right. This is the new era of Sonic, and what a great game this was to start it off. Now let's see how Sonic Forces manages to screw it all up. Thank you, I'm Digikai, and I'm signing... Wait, what? What are you talking about, the story? Story? You mean what's a fucking story? Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. It's been a while since I made videos like these, so I hope you guys really like it. Aside from that, I'm gonna showcase 2 Let's Plays right here that I did with my friends. I think they're really good, and I hope you guys check them out. And not to forget, coming soon, we're actually gonna be doing a show called Andromatic Spotlight. It's going to be a show where we showcase some of our favorite games and we talk about them. So keep on the lookout for that. But until that, I have to say, until next time, I'm Digikai signing out.